Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I've been getting a lot of requests to do videos for kids. I am sharing with you the must-have supplements that you should be giving your kids, whether or not they have eczema, autism, any condition, or if they're just healthy and you want to make sure they stay that way. These are just some products I would always have on hand and would just use for my kids all the time, and just wanted to share them. These are something adults should do as well, so it's not just for kids, and I'm going to just jump on in. So the first thing that I always recommend doing for kids are probiotics. Depending on your kid's age, there are so many you can do, but literally the day your baby is born, I recommend giving them probiotics. Even if you are consuming them and breastfeeding, I would still supplement. I really like Genestra probiotics. They have many different ones. They have HMF Baby B for newborn breastfed babies. They have HMF Baby F for formula-fed newborns. They have probiotics from day one all the way up until, you know, you're super old. So I really love their probiotics, but for, you know what, a toddler or, you know, school age child, I do have two favorites. So the first one is HMF Child Multi. So this is from Genestra, and this is the one that I highly recommend doing for kids of any age, as they need the good bacteria from, you know, the food filled with glyphosates and candida overgrowth and sugar and everything else that we are exposed to. If kids go through life and start their early years without good gut health, it will set them up for, you know, all sorts of conditions and diseases as they get older. So you want to make sure they have strong gut health from day one. So probiotics are a must. The reason why I like this one is that it's paired with a multivitamin, and it tastes really good. It's sweetened naturally, I think with xylitol, but there's a full it's a full spectrum multivitamin as well, and they're getting 10 billion probiotics, or actually 12.5 billion probiotics. So I really like this one. But if you're looking for something a little stronger, I do prefer the HMF multi-strain. If your child's maybe 5 years old and up, it's this one here. Sorry, it's not focusing too well. My camera's not doing well. But this HMF multi-strain from Genestra, I will leave the products in the description, is great because you can do anywhere from 15 billion to 100 billion, and it has 16 different strains. So it's very diverse for your child's gut. I give this one to my 5-year-old, and he gets about 30 to 40 billion a day. They've been doing probiotics their whole life, so they're used to high dosages. If you are to give one to your child, I would start with a very small dose, like 5 billion, if they're not used to probiotics, and then slowly increase to the full dose, just so they don't get diarrhea, because it can be overwhelming for their gut if they're not used to it. But highly recommend probiotics as the #1 supplement. It can help with autism, it can help with eczema, it can help with 1,000,001 different issues that your child might have. So I would really recommend doing that. The next thing that I highly recommend is an essential fat. I like this one here. It's a super EFA liquid, from Genestra as well. I really like this company because it's what I use in my practice, but because they are just really pure. So this one is a fish oil from anchovy and sardines, and it has EPA and DHA, and it's an orange flavor. So it has orange essential oil. It tastes really, really good for the kids, but what this will do is it really supports their growing brains. Kids grow rapidly when they're little, right? The growth that they go through from day one until they are like hit puberty and are an adult is incredible. Look, I just unstuck my poster. I can't get it to stick. So because they are growing rapidly, they need the fuel for their brains, and most kids aren't getting enough fish or healthy fats in their diet. So I do recommend supplementing with an oil. Follow the dosages on the bottle, but this will help especially if your child has autism or any learning or speech delays, as it will fuel their brain. The next supplement I really, really recommend is something green. So I like liquid chlorophyll. This one is, again, from Genestra, but there is so many different brands out there you could use. I just do a half a dropper for my kids on an empty stomach and a little bit of water every day. And what this will do is it binds to toxins in their colon and their gut, things from like toxins from food that they might have consumed, pulls it out through their stool, but it also cleanses their colon. And it's something that I think everyone should be on, but particularly kids, if they're playing outside, coming in contact with bad bacteria, with other kids, eating dirt, this will just help to cleanse them, and I really recommend doing something like this. A couple other things that I don't have on hand, as they are more foods, is fiber. The #1 cause of colon cancer is a lack of fiber in the diet. So aside from vegetables, which the kids should be consuming as much as possible, I really recommend getting things like fiber or chia seeds in their diet. They're almost tasteless, so you should be able to sneak it in pretty easily if you have a picky child, whether you blend it and make your own popsicles, or you can put them in a smoothie, or give it to them in a little bit of like in their mouth with some water, however you want to get it in. I highly recommend giving them fiber to regulate their bowels, improve constipation or diarrhea, cleanse their colon, help with, you know, balancing their mood if they feel like really like mood swings or anxiety. So those are some of the main ones. This is what it's an absolute must for kids. If you want to go above and beyond and give your kids something extra, I really recommend a medicinal mushroom. I really like doing chaga or cordyceps for my kids, as it really builds up their immune systems and makes them so strong that if they ever do come in contact with viruses or bacteria, their immune system will be strong enough to handle it and target it and kill it. And that's what we want, as kids are the ones who get sick the most because they're so low to the ground, they're eating things, they're around other kids. So my kids will get medicinal mushrooms. It tastes like absolutely nothing, and they'll put it in their smoothie every morning. Or I can make a medicinal, like a chaga mushroom tea, which is also an option. So that's the main things that my kids get. And the very last thing I really recommend getting in your kids' diet is some sort of gelatin or collagen. This is from the company Organica. And what this will do is it helps support their skin, their joints, their overall health, but it really helps their gut lining. Kids have very weak guts. They don't really fully develop until they're a little bit older. And again, eating sugar all the time, food coloring from popsicles and candy and all sorts of things, their guts can really tear and separate. And if they start their life with weak guts and very unhealthy guts, and then they grow up, they are setting themselves up, like I said, for autoimmune disorders, for all sorts of diseases, which we don't want. So gelatin is my favorite. My kids will get gelatin gummies, or I will add it to soups that I make. I'll blend it in a smoothie. I'll put it in a tea. Thankfully, my kids are not picky. If your kids are, they won't drink it in a tea, as you can taste it a little bit. So I would recommend making gummy bears or something with it instead. Get it in their diet however it works for you and your family, but it's pretty affordable. It's, you know, kids don't need a lot, so it will last a while. But I really recommend doing this. It'll really help their health, and you're setting them up for success as they get older. The last product that I almost was going to end the video without sharing is Digestive Enzymes. So this is Bioenzyme from Genestra. This one is my favorite chewable digestive enzyme. Poster's gonna fall down any second, guys. I probably should stop the video, but my battery is really low, so I'm gonna continue. Chewable enzymes they taste really good. They're peppermint flavors, so my kids really like them. If your kid's picky, this tastes just like a candy, and it's sweetened, I think, with xylitol or stevia, and some fructose. So this one is a full spectrum, powerful digestive enzyme for the kids. I highly recommend doing enzymes if your child has weird stool, if it's not fully formed, if it's pebbles, if it's grainy, if it's loose, if it's diarrhea, if it's not frequent enough, if there's undigested food in the stool, you want to do an enzyme, as it will help to really break down their food and saves their gut. The more they break down in their stomach and their colon, the less inflammation they'll have in their gut, which means leaky gut is harder to develop for them. Setting them up, you know, again, for success is the most important. Start this at a young age. You don't want to do this the rest of their lives, because their bodies will be producing enough enzymes. But if you feel like their stools are not perfectly formed, if there's undigested food, if there's mucus, or if it's clumpy, grainy, anything like that, they would need enzymes and probiotics to really help, you know, regulate that bowel function. And once their body seems like it's functioning really well, you can get off of it. We take these if we're going out to a restaurant and my kids are ordering like a pizza or something. Even though we eat gluten-free, even at restaurants, it's not the best ingredient. So taking up an enzyme really does help with their digestion, and just ensuring that there's less undigested food entering the bloodstream. So this is everything that I had to share with you guys. This is the absolute must-have supplements for kids, no matter what condition your kid has or how they feel. Of course, you can go above and beyond, but this is a really good place to start. Of course, this is not a replacement for good nutrition. You want to also give them a really good balanced diet. But this is something to really support them in any areas that might be lacking, as I do know most kids are picky and won't eat everything you give them. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. I love you all, and we'll chat soon. Bye.